I'm David Noveno. Well, that's my screen name. No, I'm a professional registered nurse, and at the same time, I do acting, hosting, theaters, and in TVCs.
During your childhood, how did you consider yourself as a black sheep? Okay, so three, two, one, go.
Okay. Well, to be honest, no, hindi naman talaga ako na labeled or no one from our family. It's a good thing naman on our family and kasi hindi kami nagle-label na sino ba ang black sheep, sino ba ang good sheep among the childrens, no? It's just that siguro I just come to realize it sooner or later na teka lang, parang ako ata 'yon. Na, I always thought about it na, siguro yung kapatid kong isa or baka yung sumunod sa akin or someone else from the family. But later on, I just realized na, hey, I think that's me. Kasi ang projection ko nung bata kasi parating sinasabi sa akin na, oh, you have to do this, you have to do goods on your grades. Kailangan, ano, clean and proper. Yung mga ganyang, parating ganon yung sinasabi. And then, later I just realized na life is not that easy. Hindi siya gano'n kadali and then I just come to realize na, uy, I think I've done something in the past. Tsaka ko lang na-realize na, hey, maybe or most probably I am one of those ships. Yeah.
Okay. So, ilang taon ka nun, sir, nung na-realize mo? And ano yung, uh, during the time na estado
Mhm.
ng family nyo, ano yung itsura ng family nyo? Okay? So, three, two, one, go.
Okay, lumaki po kasi ako na ano na I'm a lolo's boy. Now although we live on the same alam mo yun, sa isang bahay, kasama yung mom ko, my dad, and mga kapatid ko. Let's see, sige, sabihin na lang natin na yung lolo ko kasi kilala kasi siya sa amin in a province na someone who has a lot of ano mga ari-arian, ganyan, mga lupa, ganyan. And then when he died, unfortunately, dun kasi lumabas yung problems across the family. I'm not saying only sa amin but also with extended family. Kasi siyempre kilala yung lola namin as someone who has a lot of this, a lot of that. Siyempre dun maraming problema na nag-arise like for example paano paghahatian yung mga ganito. No, and unfortunately I was so devastated during that time na hindi ko na-realize kaagad na merong mga ganong problems pala. Na you might or may encounter mo siya sooner or later. Akala natin sa teleserye lang na nangyayari na nag-aaway-away sa lupa, kanino ba dapat mapunta 'to, and unfortunately it happened. And siguro that was really the turning point na, I've really done a lot in marami akong nagawa in the past. Sige, sabihin natin bisyo, ayan, inom, alak, ayan, parating lumalabas ng gabi just to, alam mo yun, para pagtakpan yung problems that you really have in the family. No, and I've done so many things na hindi lang siya nabibilang ng isa or dalawa. No, but something na hindi ko talaga kayang i-share to be honest right now kasi it's something na super personal for me. And that kung ano ko siguro right now, it's a big chunk of that. And it's quite hard no kasi it really affected my personality right after that. Hindi ko naman akalain na hey, malaki pala yung nagawa kong problema nung nakaraan and good siguro good thing na lang din na it got resolved. No, sooner or later, umokey siya. Although I know in myself na hindi rin ako okay kasi that was during pandemic. I was, clinically diagnosed talaga with anxiety and depression, to the point that, I almost well, I had a plan previously to commit suicide. No, good thing na lang talaga, there's a lot of person around me na tumulong sa akin. And right now siguro hindi ko man siya masabi na it's a direct advocate of mental health, no? Pero isa yun sa pinaka tinitignan ko to all the people that I've encountered on my daily life.
Growing up, paano dinedefine yung ideal child doon sa family?
Okay.
Sige, go.
Um, Siguro ng time kasi na yun, my mom is very strict, no, na, well, ako kasi yung pinakaunang how should I say it, apo na naka-graduate, nakapagtapos, and then I got my license in nursing, no. They always habang lumalaki kasi ako, my mom, "O kailangan ganito, nasa labas tayo, 'wag ka masyadong maingay. Your score should be this high. Kailangan, hindi ka puwedeng magpatalo sa mga classmates mo. You have to really do good on your scores." Well, siguro it's also a good thing din naman on my end kasi, ano ba, I graduated or finished my high school as valedictorian, ganyan. Hindi nawawala sa top honor students, ganyan. Pero kasi, kailangan you have to be, how should I say, kailangan magalang ka parati sa lahat ng tao. Hindi ka po puwedeng sumabat sa usapan ng mga yung the usual how, Filipino parents siguro yung term, 'no, na, paano ba nila establish ang isang mabuting tao, 'no? And that alone really dun ko nasabi na parang, "Wait lang, parang masyado akong na-contain into a box." 'No, and good thing nung nag-college ako, kasi from Nueva Ecija, eh, I'm from Nueva Ecija pala, yan. And then, I took my nursing, tawag dito, program, Baguio City. So, I was like living alone for 4 years. And dun ko na-realize na, hey, hindi lang pala yun ang dapat na buhay ng isang, someone who's growing up, 'di ba? Ma-realize na, hey, may buhay pala sa gabi. There's bar life, merong at kung ano-anong kalokohan yung pwede mong, kumbaga naging ano naman tayo, lahat naman siguro tayo naging estudyante, naging bata, 'no? Pero nung time ko na lang na yun na-realize na, hey, dapat pala hindi ko sinayang yung time na I should have, seek joy, or maybe, paano ba, tinry ko siguro kahit papaano na medyo mag-enjoy in life rather than focusing na, "Oh, ito lang dapat." 'Yan. Hindi kasi puwedeng lumabas. Well, ina-allow naman ako na makipaglaro, 'di ba, with other children. Pero kasi it's really strict na, "Uy, 3:00 na, you have to take your siesta. Oh, 10:00 na, maligo ka na. Hindi ka muna puwedeng lumabas kasi ano, exam period." 'Yun. So, it's siguro I was very contained during that time. Sabi ko nga sa sarili ko when I realized it, well, maybe I am the black sheep of the family. The only difference is I was coated with white wool, na they always look at me as someone who's very perfect. Sorry. Sorry. Wait lang.
Water, sis.
It's okay, it's okay. Ayun. Ano ba 'yan? Sabi ko hindi ako iyak.
They always see you.
Ayun. So they always see me as someone perfect. Na kapag ikaw na yung pinag-uusapan, di ka puwedeng magkamali. Dapat kapag ikaw yung topic, everything is normal, everything is good. Hindi ka puwedeng maging mahirap. Kasi parati nilang iniisip na ikaw lang yung nag-iisang apo na, you finish this thing. But honestly, deep inside, Paano ko sasabihin na, "Uy, hindi ako yun." Ang nakikita niyo lang, it's just the superficial me. Sorry. But to be honest, even right now, I have a lot of skeletons in the closet na hindi ko mailabas. It's my mom's birthday today. Pero I'm always guilty na parang feeling ko hindi nila ako kilala. Kasi, well, siguro it's also my mistake kasi hindi ko naman pinakita din sa kanila. Yeah.
Based on your understanding, during your childhood, uh, paano mo na-perceive na paano ka pinag-uusapan ng mga adults kapag nakatalikod ka?
Okay.
So, go.
Well, kasi unang-una nung bata kami bawal kasi na, sumabat. Alam mo yun, very traditional na Filipino family na hindi po puwedeng makisali yung mga bata sa usapan. Na kapag may bisita o dito ka lang sa kwarto, dito ka lang sa isang sulok. But naririnig ko sila. Of course, that pinag-usapan nila, "Uy, ito yung panganay kong apo, panganay namin na na" kasi to be honest, panganay akong apo pero sa pinakabunso na, my dad is the bunso and it's like parang yung sinundan niya 18 years ang gap. So, it's really a family na ang layo ng gap in between. So, they always pinag-uusapan nila na, "Uy, sana ito na yung mag-aahon sa atin sa kahirapan. Feeling namin ito yung ano, siya na yung ano, magaling 'to, masipag 'to mag-aral, na alam niya parate kung ano ang tama't mali, na siya yung balang araw siguro tutulong sa amin na maka-move on sa life na meron tayo right now." Pero good thing na lang din my parents, hindi sila someone na who puts pressure sa ano nila, child nila or sa children nila. Kasi parati nilang sinasabi sa amin na ano, "Anak, maka-graduate ka lang, hindi mo kami responsibility. Wala kang dapat ibigay sa amin because on the very sa sa pinakaumpisa naman, you are our responsibility and not the other way around." 'No? And siguro during that time na lang na they always talk about magaling, someone na dapat ano hardworking, nagsusumikap and so on. Siguro yun yung tumatak parati sa isip ko na parating nagsasabi sa'kin, "Dapat perfect ka, hindi ka puwedeng magkamali. Kailangan on point ka parati sa schedule. Mas okey na yung advance ka kaysa ikaw yung nahuhuli."
Okay. So, ano yung mga emotions na na-associate mo sa bahay niyo during that time na gano'n yung mga realizations? Okay, sige. Go.
Okey. Um, Whenever I thought of home 'no, sa bahay namin kasi yung bahay namin it's a townhouse technically speaking. Kasi, dun lumaki yung papa ko, yung tita ko, yung magkakapatid because that was really the original house before sila nag-separates. Separate meaning nagkaroon ng mga kanya-kanyang mga family and kami yung naiwan dun sa townhouse. And to be honest, yung bahay na yun, there's a lot of memory. Um, it was a happy memory but at the same time, it's a memory na very painful to me. That's the reason why na hindi ako masyadong nakakauwi ngayon ng province. There was one time I was already working here in Metro Manila. My mom called, sabi niya, "Anak, naka-admit yung lolo mo." So, I have pero kasi during that time, napabarkada na, ah, marami, let's say yung connotation na busy person, busy kasi may work but at the side huddle ang dami mong ganap sa labas. Maybe it's a personal reason or something na wala, gusto mo lang happy-happy, nandun ako sa time na yun. So, umuwi kami one time kasama yung barkada ko, dumiretso kami ng bahay and I clearly remember it na nag-inuman pa kami nung gabing yun and hindi ako agad pumunta ng hospital. Kasi sabi ko, kaya ni lolo yan. Ilang beses naman na siyang na-hospital, na-stroke, at kung ano-ano and then suddenly nagkaroon siya ng pneumonia during that time. Sabi ko, bukas na lang dito muna tayo sa bahay. Kinumagahan, so we went there to visit him rather. Akala ko okay lang siya. Kasi sabi sa akin ng mga nagbabantay, hindi daw siya kumain magdamag. Pero nung pinakain ko, kumain naman siya. Then right after that, bumalik kami ng Metro Manila kasi I have a work. And I can remember kasi I was bounded for interview for promotion that time. Then, pauwi na ako ng work. Umaga yun eh kasi I was working night shift. Then tumawag yung mom ko. Sabi niya, anak, huwag kang mabibigla. But your lolo passed away. During that time, hindi ko alam kung anong dapat kong ma-feel. Nandun kami, pero bakit sinayang ko yung time? Andun na yun na yung chance eh. Yan ang sabi ng mama ko that time na ikaw yung inaantay na magbantay sa hospital kasi nire-request ka ng lolo mo. Pero at the very last time, hindi ko siya pinagbigyan. Inuna ko yung gusto ko. Inuna ko yung akala ko na it will give joy. Maybe sa akin. But then I realized it's too late. Wala. That's the reason why kung bakit hindi ako masyadong umuwi ng province namin. It's because lahat ng good memories with my lolo, kahit saang part ng bahay, I can remember. Before pa na-develop yung land, there was one very specific time na nakaupo lang kami sa labas and gabi yun and he was asking me na, ah, ano daw bang pangarap ko paglaki? Ewan ko, but for most child, 'di ba madalas ang sinasabi namin, "Lolo gusto ko maging piloto." Hindi ko siya natupad. Maybe because, well, financial na din and wala namang gano'ng course kasi sa probinsya. Meron man siguro pero late na siya na-establish and so on. And that specific scenario always reminds me kung gaano ako kasama. Selfish? Maybe. But yung sabi nila parating nasa huli yung pagsisisi. And wala akong magagawa, hindi ko na mababalikan yung time. So that's the reason why whenever may nagtatanong sa'kin, "What's your definition of home?" It's always painful and happy at the same time.
Na-refill na lang, Stacy. May dispenser talaga. Kailan yan nangyari sa'yo?
Tas tagal na, I think mga around before pandemic, yung mga 26, 17, 18,
Ilan taon ka?
yeah, 32,
32.
yeah.
Ang husay mong kasama mo dito, sir, sa Manila?
Wala, ako lang, yeah. Adventurous, kung saan-saan ako na napupunta.
Konting break muna.
Okey. Bakit ako umiyak? Okey.
Pero gaano siya katagal nung sa hospital?
I think 2 days lang yun po, sorry. Kasi, um, that was weekends, if I'm not mistaken, then Monday siya namatay. And like, teka lang, andun kami, bakit ano nangyari? And
Ilan taon na si Lolo? That time.
I think mga nasa 90s na ata siya 'no, matanda na rin siya. Ang masakit lang dun hindi ko siya na-realize na something na it's life-threatening na yung condition niya during that time. For the fact na nurse pa ako, hindi ko binalewala ko lang yung whatever kung ano man yung nandun nung time na yun. So yun.
Practicing ka nun?
Hindi na kasi I was in insurance na during that time, eh. But it's a medical insurance kasi hawak ko na, like parang kaka-transition ko lang sa Manila that time. Nakakahiya nga kasi I was assigned in ICU for 3 years. So I was like puro intensive
No.
patients ang hawak ko and hindi ko man lang na-realize even the slightest hint na hey, hindi siya okay. Mm, thank you.
How did the experiences influence your view sa sarili mo?
Right now. So yun nga, when my lola passed away, yung lahat ng pangaral niya, yun yung nag-stick sa mind ko na, kailangan ano, makapagtapos ka ng pag-aaral. Although tapos naman na during that time, but you have to become successful, 'no? Pero hindi naman siya yung tipo na he wanted to impose it to me. It's just naalala ko lang siya na I have to redirect myself na hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon kailangan unahin mo yung sa tingin mong masaya. Kasi sometimes yung masaya, it's very subjective and maybe masaya for now, but you'll never know tomorrow what's going to happen. And at the end of the day, sa tingin mo yung temporary na happiness na yan, kasama mo pa rin ba siya until tomorrow? And siguro dahil din dun, that's the reason why I tried to climb the ladder as much as I can. Not socially, kasi the social climber, hindi, joke lang. But rather siguro sa work, no, nag-focus na lang ako more sa work and kung nasaan man ako right now, maybe he's one of the reason kung bakit I'm still striving hard.
Currently, how would you describe your relationship with your family? Say 3, 2, 1, go.
Um, Siguro the problem is that kasi, lumaki kasi ako na my dad is alcoholic. Ewan ko siguro normal na yun sa mga taga-probinsya na every now and then right after kasi we were ano, family of farmers kasi kami, eh. So, right after ng busy day ninyo, schedule niyo sa umaga, usually kasi 'pag hapon 'yan happy-happy, inuman, ganyan. But lumaki kasi ako sa family na, um, 'pag lasing parating may away, 'pag nakainom parating may talakan, kapag normal naman na araw parang wala lang, 'pag hindi nakainom, okey good. Pero lumaki kasi ako na I'm very, what's the right term, is it aloof? Aloof with with what I really feel towards, kung galit ako, sige I will show you galit ako pero hanggang dun lang. I'm not going to tell you kung ano talaga yung nararamdaman ko kasi we're not that open, honestly. Um, but right now, sinusubukan ko mag-open up pa konti-konti. But hindi naman to the point na nagkakasamaan kami ng loob ng family. We're still good, no? Pero siguro yung when it comes to opening up, dun ako medyo unti-unting bumabawi because right now malaki na yung mga kapatid ko. They also know na kung ano ang tama't mali. Maybe for me to become whole again, yun na lang ang parati kong iniisip is to always try to connect with them na nakaligtaan ko for the past years. Because ang focus ko lang is ako lang muna. Ako lang ng ako. Or kung sakali man na gusto kong mag-extend ng feelings toward them, mabablock siya kaagad. Kasi nga talak na naman. So, maybe that's what changed right now. I'm really trying to connect with them more. Not financially, because well, normal naman talaga yon kahit na hindi kayo i-request ng fam mo, ng mom mo, ng dad mo to give something in return, 'no? Utang na loob na lang din kasi yun, eh. So, pinalaki naman nila ako ng maayos, nakukuha ko naman yung mga gusto ko nung bata ako, 'di ba? So, I think it's time to give back as well. And the difference right now is I'm trying to become more open with them. Ano bang nararamdaman ko? Bakit ba ako nagagalit? Ano ba yung saan ba ako nanggagaling? Bakit, sinasabi ko that's nonsense? Or ano ba dapat ang gawin natin kapag may ganitong problema? Kasi to be honest, my mom and dad tumatanda na rin sila. And that's one thing that I have to realize for myself na I really need to prepare for the worst. Kasi darating at darating din yung time na wala na tayong magagawa. Nandun na yon. But ang point is, you really have to be ready kahit na ano man yung mangyari.
If you were given a chance, for example, meron tayong Magic One dito na to rewrite your story. So, ano yung either i-emphasize mo or i-change mo? So, start tayo with, if I were to rewrite my story, I would.
If I were to rewrite my story. Okay.
So, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. So if I were to rewrite my story, well, first and foremost, siguro I would say na I don't want to rewrite the story of mine because I believe yung story ko kung ano man ako right now, kung sino man ako right now, it's unique. Eto na yun eh, personal experience ko na 'to, bakit ko pa siya ipagpapalit, and it's also the reason why kung ano ako right now, kung nasaan ako right now, it's because of those painful experiences that I had, or maybe even the happiness side. Um, Mare-realize mo kasi na ang world is not perfect, ang life it's not always perfect, and maybe things happen for a reason. But siguro if I'm going to give a power to write something else, siguro isang part lang nun would be to go back in time a day before my lolo passed away. So that hindi para it's not about to save him, um, but rather to stay with him for the last hours. Well, you press the correct button. Kasi to be honest, hindi talaga. I never thought or wala akong pinagsabihan about all of this. I just tried to process it myself. Kaya nga siguro ako nagkaroon ng ano, ng clinical diagnosis with anxiety and depression. Maybe it's part of it. No, yeah, until now hindi nila alam. Yes. Hindi ka puwedeng maging ano, eh, mahina, eh. Actually, that was always my internal conflict. Should I say it or kailangan ko kayanin na ako lang mag-isa? Oh, how do I see myself 5 years from now? Hindi, joke lang. Ano ano ba? Um, well, kahit naman ano kasing mangyari, life goes on, eh, wala na tayong magagawa of the past, 'no? Siguro for me, what I always just think is I have to move forward. Though it's hard, and to be honest, I have a lot of backlogs in life na dinededma ko lang, and I always think of it na that's the resolution I want. Just let it be. And alam ko na somewhere somewhere in my life it would torment me na bakit hindi mo 'to sinarado 'tong chapter na 'to ng life mo dati? Bakit hindi mo siya, you have a lot of time para ayusin, para i-fix siya. But sabi ko kasi sometimes meron kasing mga bagay na feeling ko, sa tingin ko na kusa na lang siyang mare-resolve, and I hope it would happen. Um, Paano ko nakikita yung sarili ko right now? Siguro I'll still continue kung sino ako, yung black sheep na coated with white wool. Mahirap man siya, but I think I will embrace it. Yun na talaga yun, eh. Tama po kayo, sir, eh, sakit ng mga panganay siguro na kailangan hindi makita ng tao na hirap ka na, pero because they have a lot of expectations. Dapat perfect lahat.
So last question, sir. Ano yung pinaka magiging message mo doon sa iba pang mga tao who identifies themselves as black sheep?
Well, siguro it's simple. 'Wag na kayong gumaya. Kasi the moment that you thought na yun na yung norms sa life mo, mahirap na siyang baguhin. Maybe you have to be more open with people. Well, good thing I have someone na kakilala ko na I can open up to whatever topic it is. Alam kong tatanggapin niya yun, bibigyan niya ako ng reason for me to continue. Um, but for those individual na they're currently thinking about themselves na they are black shapes, wala na silang magagawa in life. No, maybe you have to open up and try to connect with those people kasi sila yung tutulong sa'yo eventually.